Good morning. If there is any clarity you can get, it is the clarity to understand, to see that the mind will not help you, regardless of progresses, great states, understandings, revelations. The mind will not help you to just, let me see how I can express that, to just be freed from the search of who I am. Thank you. Sure, this clarity is in the mind, but if you cannot help to agitate your mind, go towards that direction. Understand that there is no compromise here. The mind is not helping you. Experiences are not helping you. Revelations are not helping you to keep quiet where you already are. So, Chinchi. So if you can swallow that, perfect. I understand that there is no more question. If not, please ask. It's your space to free yourself. So one of the manifestation of spaces where at least we will not add convictions and concepts, but rather not care anymore about the essentiality or substantiality of concepts. What about all my efforts and my meditations and all that? You know, if it was so, it's because you could not do otherwise, and that may have helped you to hear this. Who knows? But everybody has his own journey. There is no road to map and to tell, go through here, you will surely be in the right thing. No, everybody has his own journey. No map anymore. Is it not more easy to give up the belief that there is a map than to keep a map and try to follow the directions? And get lost on the way, sure. It's not because you finally become saintly that you are more free. You may like it better, but then it has nothing to do with freedom. It has something to do with preference, personal preference. So you are more here to ask me something or to share something than to wait at me speaking. I don't have so much to speak about, you know, in case you are new. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so excited because that who is following the thoughts? Then it makes me happy.
Yeah. Yeah, you are freed. You are freed from that thought which makes you happy. That makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Good, Agni. Yes. Yeah.
So, I like to work with mantras,
Yeah.
sing mantras, or even when the mind goes and
Yeah. Sure.
tells me all these stories, I like to.
Is canalized by the mantra. Yeah.
What
What do I say about that? I say it's a very good way in the life to stay together. I mean, not to be completely exploded in all directions. And on top, there is one effect of the mantras. You see, when you repeat, generally it's a Sanskrit word which doesn't indicate an object. Eventually, a god. But a god is not of this world, so it looks like a more, at least it's a very subtle object. And gods, they speak to your soul. So, I mean, repeating a mantra brings you more to I am. That feeling, that experience of I am, rather than I become this and that. You agree or not? You agree or not? Do you?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that is a function of mantras. The mind gets a bit, or totally one-pointed. Maybe is just happy and satisfied like this. Maybe he will ask, but who is repeating the mantra? And then the mantra, of course, falls also to get the answer to that question.
So it's very contradictory for me, because then I think, okay, now I have to recite the mantra to become quiet. And so there.
Yeah, but you know, to be free is not to become quiet. All that is for the life. In the movie, one is getting very troubled. Life is a challenge itself. Huh? We know that. Okay. So we have some help. And one of those is to repeat mantras. It is not it cannot make you realize yourself. So it's different thing. You speak of being in a certain way in the movie, in the life. Now, Satsang tries to just make you see that this is still in the movie. And there is an indication telling that maybe you will not go through trouble and then quiet through the mantra and all that if you see what's the background, what's the screen of that movie. Mm? But for that, you cannot play in the movie. The movie has to disappear at least a split second, and it will not be by any means. It will be because you are it. It will be by not hooking a single thing which makes the movie rise. So in that way, the mantra maintains the movie also. Yeah? Can you take it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like calming tea in the evening.
There are many ways in the life to feel a bit happier than what the circumstances present, whatever the circumstances presents, you see. Many ways. Some are like, where are you? Qigong. Some are martial arts, some yoga, some mantra, some whatever, meditation. That is good. It's really, it helps in the life, in the movie. But you see, Satsang questions that. If your demand is okay, but still, I'm searching. I feel still separated, except when I repeat my mantra. Except when, but it will be always then. In sometimes I feel well. Sometimes. So that sometimes will go because we saw the movie, there is no sometimes. Huh? And that makes the surge disappear.
Even though the surge disappeared, in your case, do you still like to go and meditate with people?
If I meditate, you ask if I meditate and
yes,
repeat mantras.
Like, I get up in the morning and I feel, oh, I like to go to meditate with all the spiritual people and come here.
Yeah, but you know, wherever you are happy, if it is, I cannot say anything. Huh? For example, yes, it's true, I sit quiet in the beginning of Satsang because I enjoy. But it's not a need for me to... I mean, it's like a gift in the life rather than a need to be better or somewhere. And I find that a big difference, you know? because when let's say the quiet moment, or you feel you are yourself, when it's not there, when you are active, trouble, I mean, you will feel, oh, I'm not myself. That duality can play. If there is no need of quiet moments, even if you prefer them, but there is no need, if you are agitated or in trouble, it will not create a search or running after something. What's going on with Chris?
In the waiting line.
In the queue!
I
Waiting.
can only reduce to this, but
You are reduced to wait in the line.
or just to, quiet down the thoughts to an extent.
It helps you?
Until now, not.
So it's not the correct way?
Yeah.
Ah.
No, with any movement, I cannot look behind where the movement comes from.
You cannot go.
Look behind
Yeah.
or go behind where the movement comes from. And this is
You know, thoughts or no thoughts, you are yourself. Not as you. Not as a person. Okay. So why don't you just bloop and that's it? In the end it will come to that, I tell you.
Yeah, that's a good question. I asked this question also to myself, but
Yeah, but you wait for an answer.
yeah.
I said, gloop. Yes. Once for all. Ciao. I don't go there. Because you must be aware that it's your mind which delays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You are so sure?
Yeah, because
Then why you continue? If you're so sure.
maybe the old idea it doesn't come back anymore, or it doesn't show up anymore, or doesn't comment anymore. This.
Forget this ideal. It's not an idea, it's an ideal.
Yeah.
Forget it. It makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
Then quit.
I land on something.
Where? Why do you always look? Stop to look. I mean, you always create a loop.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah.
Enough. It's enough. It may have helped when it was a jungle of concepts,
Yeah.
you see. But now it is enough. You have not to look. You will never look what it is. You will never know. You will never see. You will never feel. You will never experience. So that's why I'm so much against self-recognition. You will never experience. Can you take it? I will rebel, sure. delaying with so many things, but you know it. By now, you know it. So,
How? Of course, I heard a million times how, but how can this help what I am then?
how can?
I mean, it cannot know itself by any means of mind and movement and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but you see,
yeah,
you give still power to how or but, which
Yeah.
is the gate of the mind,
yeah.
to the mind. Mm. Once you are aware of that, or you go, but then it's to have fun or to observe whatever, but not as a need, but when then you don't go there once you know the mind will delay because of that but.
Yeah,
The mind is troubling.
yeah, I saw it. No. And
So don't expect that but and how don't rise again. It will eventually disappear or not, it doesn't matter then. But know it. Be just a bit vigilant. Just a moment is enough to be vigilant. There is this but. And follows the most essential, extraordinary revelation or question which will save and drop my search. Don't go there. This guts you have to get. Don't go there. It will make you again search and suffer. There is no essential question. There is no final essential answer in the mind. Where is the queue now? The waiting list, where is it? Where is it?
disappeared.
Okay. Okay. Actually, it was never there, it was just imagination.
May I ask you what you were saying about the mind? So I get it what you say, but I have problems to keep it up on a daily basis because I'm so trapped in all the roles as a father, as a husband, we
Yes.
just recently moved here and I have so much stuff to do
I understand.
and I struggle with a daily practice or so, like meditating or doing yoga, and I want to struggle with those because I don't want to do it to get somewhere. So for instance, my wife, she's into the Hare Krishna movement and she's chanting, but I can't do it because it doesn't feel natural for me.
Okay, but, it fits her, so leave her
of course,
alone.
Of course.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it doesn't fit you. So what does fit you? Does
I don't know.
this talk as something you bells something? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
okay. So what did you hear?
Yeah, that I want to become something, and this is my problem. I always want to.
No, but becoming, you already are quite enough becomings.
Yeah.
So I think that's
I want to-
fulfilled.
yeah.
Okay, so you will I would rather change your expression. You want to finally be freed from becoming.
Yeah. And I want to be freed from like spiritual practice as well, because I don't want to do it because I want to become someone. I don't want to become centered. I want
understand.
to be centered.
Very
you know
good,
what I mean?
very good. So the becomings will continue.
Yeah.
Don't think that suddenly we'll have no roles.
Yeah.
No. As this one who asked me the question,
Mhm.
the roles will continue.
Mhm.
Becomings will continue. But it doesn't mean you cannot be freed a moment to see that the real nature of things let's say it's an expression, is always here and it's freed from becomings. It's just beyond is and is not, but it's just, you know. And that you can give you just it's not even in time, but I say, my master said split second, a moment of freeing yourself from I became something, I am something. For one moment you can be freed from that. You don't need to hook all the time at that. What happens if you do that? Just now, try. It's not even try, you just give up, forget for a moment your life.
Yeah, now it's possible, but then in the other...
Doesn't matter.
23 hours-
No. Okay. Now it's possible.
Now it's possible, yeah.
Great.
I feel really centered and I don't do anything. So, but then when I come home, I have to do this and that. And
But
blah,
you
blah,
see, why you follow again your mind?
blah.
Give a chance
Yeah,
to be freed from your mind.
yeah.
Because even already to be centered, and all, I don't know what it means, you know. You are centered, okay, you are not exploded everywhere in your roles, but still a person is centered, which is a very good feeling. Okay, but it's not yet to be freed from the belief I am somebody.
This again it blows my mind again. So that's the mind again.
Yeah, but good. Be aware of that.
Yeah.
You don't do anything with your mind, but every time laugh like this. Oh, it's my mind again.
Okay.
And then you will have a split second of stop. And then again it will, those days. And then you will see. You will see.
It was always like a barrier. Everything I tried, like chanting the Maha Mantra or doing asanas, meditation, was always like, I was getting to a point,
Yes.
but then it was like, stop.
Yeah, I
So and I
know.
wanted to go further, I want to go
No.
beyond this barrier.
So I propose don't go further anywhere, go rather prior where you already are before starting to go further.
Yeah,
It's a different.
makes sense, yeah.
Okay, make sense?
Yeah. Okay. It's a new point, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
I,
Thank you for all of this. So I've been following my heart since quite a long time. I've been, letting go of a lot of my concepts that I had about myself. I've been following my heart, my intuition, my inner guidance, and just really go with the flow of life, which has led me to magical places and magical experiences. But then there's always times when it leads me into this really, really, it feels like a valley of despair and feeling lost, because I don't have a direction where I want to go. I don't have a vision where I want to go, and one part of me thinks that I don't need it, or I don't even want to have it, because I want to be present, I want to be in the moment. But it always leads me, especially because I don't have a home base. I've been living nomadic for years, and it always brings me back to this place of feeling really, really unsafe, because I don't know where I'm going to sleep tomorrow, right? So it's always this constant movement, and it takes so much energy from me, and I don't have energy to do, to really create. I feel like I'm so in the flow, which is great, and following my heart and my intuition. But I don't even know if I have a question around it and if it makes sense. But
it makes sense. In the movie you see, if you are nomadic, as you say, which gives you experiences, magical experiences and all those things. But there is its opposite, of course, because it's the duality. This creation is dual. You cannot always be in heaven. It's heaven. The word heaven exists only if there is hell also. It's like that, you see. So you would like to change that to be always in the heaven. So I tell you there is no hope. In this duality, you are very lucky to know the beautiful side also, let's call it heaven, but there will be hell because there is a heaven. This is creation. And you can see the creation because it's two. If it was one, there is nobody there to speak to whom and to see what. So, it's like that, it will remain like that. So, the real, let's say, peace or the falling, the disappearance of any need, it should be something else, is when you don't hook yourself at anything you know, just the time to do that, and then it makes you see that everything which moves, this creation, this mind, is unsubstantial. It's like a mirage. It appears okay. It can disappear when you want to be a bit enough of this samsara, whatever, and it reappears when whatever. But that makes the difference, because you will not search a solution in the creation, because you have seen what is the creation, and if you can see what is the creation, you must be somewhere else. And don't try to know what it is. That's the wisdom. Am I clear? If not, ask questions.
Is it, so you mean zooming out, like seeing what I am creating myself, seeing that I am not...
Yeah, but not like that. You know, at least have a little sight of what's going on. It's a movement of the mind. In fact, you are jungling with movement of the mind, magical insecurity, heaven, hell, you see, like that. And there is no solution. I mean, real solution. It's when you are not, you don't feel any belief that there is something there as a solution. Then suddenly you are freed from this movie, even if it is just now. But it's enough to understand then the nature of things. And falls with it all those hopes and all these, oh, it should be different, I have to transform myself and so on. All that falls then, because you see the nature of things.
Yes, thank you. It's just, it's just so exhausting, especially in the times when I'm at this end of feeling so lost and despair. But maybe that is just
it's another movie, but another chapter of your movie, of your personal life, you see. But it's not really a solution. It's better, probably, and so on, as the story goes on. But it's not. It's still a book. What you will do with a book?
Flip the page.
And especially that book is infinite pages, creation. So you get tired, exhausted, enough. Why should I be a reader after all? That very question is fantastic. I learned a lot when I was looking at the Ganga River, because you know the flow of life is part of the flow of life. So of course the Ganga is a liquid, it's water, and it flows. Even if there are rocks, it finds its way. But you know also, so we always say the flow of life is what goes on. But the flow of life is also when there is an obstacle in the Ganga, the rock, and then it goes like this, and finally, okay, we don't speak of that. But it's part of the flow of the Ganga, of the life. You see, can you change that? Who are you to change that? There is a Ganga because there is all this. There is a flow of life because it's together.
Yeah, I love that. I had an image this morning in my meditation of exactly this.
Yeah.
of this flow of life.
Okay.
And, yeah, the rivers.
Yeah, but there are rocks and there are whatnot, dams and whatnot, and bed of the river, which is dry at some point, and okay, that's the flow of life. Include everything, and that you cannot change. Who are you to change that? It's already perfect. It's already the manifestation of that we don't know, but that we are already.
Yes, but
Ah.
and now there's this I know that we are the creators of our lives, right? Because we make decisions and we can decide what we want our life.
We think so, yeah. You think so as I, of course you have decision and you create your life. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. But the creator is already arising. It's already an appearance. So it falls into duality. Mm-hmm. It is I am somebody, the creator. You can change, say I am a woman, and then because of your experiences and all that, no, I am a creator now. But it's always I, you know. Always I. And what is I? That's why, from where it comes from, nobody knows. But it is, but nobody knows. We'll never know. Because the mind doesn't reach there. Be swallowed by the contemplation. And don't come back.
Ganga, can I share something?
Yeah, sure.
Some days ago in the night I couldn't sleep, so many thoughts came.
You hear? A little
No,
louder.
some days ago in the night I couldn't sleep because so many thoughts came, and then I just stopped because it came to my mind what I heard in Satsang, just stop for one split second, and I was like, what is here now? And then just, I don't know what happened, but it was just for a while, it was so good, and I didn't follow my thoughts, and then I fall asleep. But those things which was in the mind, like, oh, next day this and that, in the next day was not there anymore. And I know that something happened at that moment, but what is my question? Maybe that I remember you said one day that I have to realize once.
It's enough. But if
then
you see, that's what you are making now the mistake.
that I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, because then you put a question again, and what do you follow a question when you have seen?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that is the thing that I seen, and this happened earlier.
But that's
But-
why, because you followed your mind as a belief,
Yeah.
as something valuable. You have not seen that actually it was nothing? All the worries, they were not even there the day
Yeah.
after, and so,
Yeah.
so can you trust your mind in the sense of absoluteness? Can you?
No, I cannot, but somehow still
But,
I am going back. Like,
here you are then.
but I thought, and it's
Yeah, come on.
thought that this experience will be so strong that I won't be able to go back to my mind anymore. I mean,
It's not a fixed state. This is what northern spirituality gives and hope to people. It's not a fixed state. It is just a life whenever, but just a life, obviously, when you don't hook at your mind. And it's totally enough. It's not fixed state. There is not such a thing. Oh, I am realized. Listen to that, because I myself thought like that. Once for all means permanently I am realized. I know who I am, but I cannot tell what it is. It's wrong. You cannot have any reference. Otherwise, it's not it. There is no reference. There is nobody there having a reference. It's always there. I appear, I disappear, that are experiences. So there is a moment, where it looks like that split second, nobody can understand, and even nobody can give a recipe about it. And it makes you see what is to be seen and what is not to be seen once for all. And that is a print. It's a print. You see the words. It's true. Once is enough. Once is enough. No, the mind, in time, in the beginning, reacts a lot like always. Oh, I'm still, doesn't matter. And it may or may not quiet down. But then it doesn't matter. You have seen, not with the eyes, and not with you and I. You cannot comprehend. It's absolutely non-comprehensible. But it exists. Otherwise, the Buddhas, they started already in the history to try to speak about that. There is something which is not a thing. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think the ring will bell whenever your mind wants to play tricks. In that way, you see, but again, my master was probably not understood, and yet is right to say so. You have to be vigilant up to your last breath.
yeah,
It doesn't mean I have to be vigilant, oh, it's in the mind, and who is vigilant? No, it doesn't mean that. And yet, it's true, because it's not a fixed state. So it cannot be gained and it cannot be lost. Bon. My last drop. Come on. Yeah.
Hi, Ganga. I'm still hanging somewhere. Okay. And yeah, it's very strong, and because you say that you have to be vigilant the whole life until your last.
Papaji said so.
Yeah.
And I try to put it in a better context than what we understand. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Then what?
Yeah. What I see there is still a fight. Is there not the I who has to be vigilant? That the I is then created and the I has to be vigilant.
Okay, don't follow that thought. What could it be? Don't follow that thought. Then, where are you?
The mind?
In the mind. If you don't follow the thought.
No, if I follow the thought. Then
No, I said don't follow that thought. Where are you? This is vigilance. It doesn't mean you have to be vigilant all the time. The movie will go on. You are not yet dead in that body. The movie goes on. But it is enough to have a moment of vigilance. You understand now what I mean. And that's it. What more do you want?
Ganga. Sometimes there's the seeing of a thought arising and a sense of choice of I go with it or I don't go with it. And sometimes there's just I'm just going with it, and then I see at some point that I've gone with it, and then I can come back.
Yeah.
Is it from that space of that ability to like leave all concepts?
This is vigilance. And it comes even naturally, you see, once you have been struck by the pricelessness of it, or wow, whatever expression I will do, but it's the expression are not so good. But because there is a natural attraction, but you cannot avoid the movie. You see, this body appears with all his personal life. So, for the mind, it looks like if you look, oh, the loop is on the object and the loop is in myself. That is the comments of the mind. That's why I say don't trust the mind, because then it will create this idea of impermanency, which is totally fake. So, lucky enough.
So it doesn't matter if you get caught, if at some point you're able to see that you're caught.
But what was caught? I, in the movie, yeah, okay. Then what? I, in the movie, cannot really be enlightened, I tell you. It will always be sometimes, if you really wish so. Sometimes I'm enlightened. So what preoccupies you? Still.
Because how do you not go with the I, like this feeling I that arises is, I have no idea.
What do you want to? Ah, but that's better.
You know, like sometimes the eye is seen and sometimes it's not seen. Sometimes it's just so, it's like there's not the ability to be fascinated or to not be fascinated. It's just, the fascination is just happening. Like this sense
In the
of identity
movie, in the movie, in the movie. There is no movie if there is no identification, fascinations and whatnot. There is no movie then. The movie is that, but it's a movie.
But then it's to not go with the concept, like, you know, to leave it.
Yeah, but you speak of two different things. Do you know those moments where we cannot describe, or do you speak and then you speak of it, or do you speak of the movie? And in the movie, what did you say? I don't forgot why I said that now. What did you last say? That makes me react. I forgot.
Sometimes the fascination.
Yeah, the fascination. In the movie, there are fascinations. Unless you made practices to be a witness and all, but it will always be sometimes. Sometimes I have that experience because of my practices, and sometimes, of course, that fails, or whatever, we don't even say fail, it passes through some other changes. This is the movie. You don't speak, or you are not, you are busy with the movie then. the wish of the one who is in the movie in the end is to be able to be freed from the movie, isn't it? So you describe by those moments that you are not with the movie. This is a description of being what is. But but you see, can you lose that? Is there anybody to lose that? No, tell me. Don't say say yes or no. Is there anybody there to lose that? If there is somebody who loses it, it's in the movie.
Yeah. So in the movie, you're telling us for a moment to leave all the concepts, and so
that's still the movie.
right.
Okay.
So how do I do it?
You see that? No, you see. You have seen what is preoccupation with the mind, and now you are able to see. Oh, even that's a movement of the mind to feel, oh, I'm myself, or something like that, to be out of that. It's also a movement of the mind. Just keep quiet from where you can see that. Is there anybody there? Don't reply, because there is nobody there. The mind is very clever in creating layers, you see. If you're a long time with a lot of effort and seriousness and whatnot, and of teachings and all that, okay, you become a witness. And then you can have also quiet moments. But knowing now what you experience is another layer which is created. And finally, this I is never left alone. While it's very simple because it's played on what? Who knows? But I mean, this who knows is the answer. That's the real nature of things, which is shared by all beings. It's a way to speak, of course. As somebody, the best you could wish and attain is sometimes I'm myself, which is a state, and sometimes not. This is the best as a being you could attain regarding the subject. But still, it's the mind of someone. Is it clear? Is it striking clear?
No. I mean, there's when you say it can't be permanent, like there's not a longing for it to be permanent.
Yeah, okay.
So there's not confusion about that.
Yeah, but then you are okay. Then you are satisfied to be yourself. Okay, it's okay then.
Yeah, I think it's what
Then
is it?
what are you searching? Why there is a question? If it is not a problem.
Because there's the idea that there should be this moment where I left everything and then I see something that I don't, like the being.
You cannot see anything. You will not be there to see anything. Just drop that wish. It will not help you. Imagine how much you are in your mind, because you are already that as anybody else. Even animals are there and so on. But because you are in your mind, there are those preoccupations, you see? It's only because of the mind, the evolved mind even. So, where are you now? If there is any delay, it's because it's the mind which delays. It's the mind. If you listen to the mind, it will invent always a new delay, more and more subtle. Know it. You are what you search.
Jai Ganga!
Thank you to be so cuckoo. Thank you so much.